Chapter 5, Rule Number 4, Beware the Fool's Gold of Internet Marketing. It's extremely important that you become aware of any policies enforced by Google that could pertain to your business practices, especially your content. For most service companies today, Google is the foremost food supply for your goose in the form of leads, phone calls, and customers. To understand why Google develops the policies and systems they put in place, you have to understand their motivations. Google's goose is fed by having consumers use their site and then being able to charge businesses to advertise to those consumers. Just as it's important for your company to be remarkable, to keep customers coming back and recommending you to others, it's also extremely important for Google to provide remarkable search results, so online shoppers keep coming back and referring other shoppers. If Google wants to stay on top, they have to make sure the search results they provide have extreme value for their users. We want people to get ratings, reviews, and recommendations that are relevant, helpful, and trustworthy. Source: Google Places, Policy, and Guidelines. For example, a shopper goes to Google to find a tanning salon. Google wants to make sure they not only find tanning salons close by, but they help the shopper find the best tanning salon for their needs and preferences. If Google operated like the Yellow Pages book, the shopper's experience would be much different. With the Yellow Pages, the search experience is hit or miss. There is very limited information from which to make an educated decision, and the shopper could have a terrible experience. When it's time to choose again, the shopper uses Yelp instead and is able to get social proof about each of the listings by reading reviews and checking out customer star ratings. That's why Google has implemented policies and systems that reward companies that provide remarkable service by following the Golden Rule and penalize companies that don't. Policy criteria for removing reviews. We want people to get ratings, reviews, and recommendations that are relevant, helpful, and trustworthy. To protect both business owners and customers, we have systems in place that may remove individual reviews that include any of the following: inappropriate content. Don't post reviews that contain or link to unlawful content or content that violates our Google Plus content policy. We may also remove reviews that include plagiarism or are copied from other sites. Advertising and spam. Don't use reviews for advertising or post the same or similar reviews across multiple places. Don't post fake reviews intended to boost or lower ratings, and don't include links to other websites. For certain types of businesses that are prone to spam, we also reserve the right to prevent reviews from publicly appearing across Google. Off-topic reviews. Reviews should describe your personal, first-hand experience with a specific place. Don't post reviews based on someone else's experience, or that are not about the specific place you are reviewing. Reviews are not a forum for personal rants or crusades. Don't use reviews to report incorrect information about a place. Use the Report a Problem link for that place instead. Conflict of interest. Reviews are only valuable when they are honest and unbiased. For instance, as a business owner or employee, you should not review your own business or current place of work. Don't offer money or product to others to write reviews for your business or write negative reviews about a competitor. We also discourage specialized review stations or kiosks set up at your place of business for the sole purpose of soliciting reviews. As a reviewer, you should not accept money or product from a business to write a review about them. Additionally, don't feel compelled to review a certain way just because an employee of that business asked you to do so. Finally, don't post reviews on behalf of others or misrepresent your identity or affiliation with the place you are reviewing. Sometimes our algorithms may flag and remove legitimate reviews in our effort to combat abuse. We know this is frustrating when it happens, but believe that overall, these measures are helping everyone by ensuring that the reviews appearing on Google Places are authentic, relevant, and useful. Source: Removals of Google Places reviews. www.support.google.com. Syndicated versus impersonated. What's the difference? So by now you know the fool's gold of reputation management is review impersonation. But it's very important to understand that in Google's eyes and in the eyes of the consumers and review sites, There's no difference between review syndication and impersonation. Reviews are basically guilty until proven innocent, and the proof is in the user's account. Calling it review syndication doesn't change that either. You're just spray painting the goose's eggs gold. That reminds me of a riddle Abe Lincoln used to tell. If you call a dog's tail a leg, how many legs does it have? The answer isn't 5, it's 4. Calling a tail a leg doesn't make it a leg. It's the same with review impersonation. You can call it syndication all you want, but Google has the final word, so let's see what they say. Impersonation. Don't post reviews on behalf of others or misrepresent your identity or affiliation with the place you are reviewing. We don't allow impersonation or behavior that is misleading or intended to be misleading. Source: Google Places Policies and Guidelines. The practice of review syndication used by some companies involves going out on the web and creating reviews on behalf of a company for the purpose of making them appear trustworthy. These reviews are either written by someone working for the review management company or they are gathered from testimonials written on customer comment cards. In many cases, the same review is repurposed under different names and posted on multiple review sites. All these are examples of review impersonation. So to show you just how easy it is to fall for fool's gold, let's look at a few common practices of review syndication companies. See if you can spot which of these are authentic review practices. Create fake accounts on multiple review sites. Use proxies and multiple IP addresses, technical terms, more on this shortly, to make it look like many users in multiple locations are posting the reviews. Hire professional writers to fabricate reviews. Syndicate these so-called reviews across multiple review sites. Recycle reviews for several other customers who own businesses like yours. Call their clients' customers after the job and ask them for testimonials and get their permission to post those testimonials online. The answer is none of them. Even number 6 is off limits because there's no way for the public to verify whether the reviews are real. This might not seem fair if you've earned hundreds of customer testimonials which are posted on comment cards or written to you via emails. Save those for your website or marketing collateral. The reality is that reviews are guilty until proven innocent, and the review sites have the final say on what's authentic and what's not. Again, call this what you want. Syndication, authentication, making way for the great celebration of the golden goose sensation. Take the fancy words away, and it's all the same thing. Impersonation. If you want to protect the credibility and reputation of your company and your industry, and avoid being sent down the wrong path by shady reputation management companies or SEO experts, then you need to know what's really going on out there. You owe it to yourself, your employees, and to the unsuspecting consumers to become educated about these false practices. Who's watching you? Do you remember this expression? The definition of character is what you do when you think no one is looking. When it comes to manufacturing reviews, you might be surprised at how many people are watching you. The feds will hurt your wallet. The FTC, Federal Trade Commission, has fined companies as much as $250,000 for using services that write fake reviews. They considered fake reviews to fall under the rules of deceptive business practices and false advertising. Source: firm to pay FTC $250,000 to settle charges that it used misleading online consumer and independent reviews. FTC Gov, March 15, 2011. Check your bank account. Do you have $250,000 sitting around and absolutely nothing useful to spend it on? Can you imagine having that debt hanging over your head just because you took the easy way out or you trusted a company who told you, "Don't worry, we do this all the time," when it comes to creating reviews on your behalf? The bloggers write in ink. David, May 17, 2010. Beware. Vendor stuffing with bogus reviews. Don't take most of these reviews seriously. Someone at Plumbing has been busy stuffing 5-star reviews in to make themselves look good. Note, how many reviews are from Review B or Review Booster? Make your own choice, but any company that feels a need to do this is most likely crooked. Company name blacked out to protect identity. One service company that hired a so-called syndication service had their online reputation destroyed, and they had to pay tens of thousands of dollars just to have a public relations firm help them clean up the mess. The company spent the next few months defending themselves via a blog thread before ultimately abandoning the review syndication service. Of course, even after they stopped using the service, that blog thread remained, with their company name painted all over it. Funny thing about blogs, they're not like newspapers. People don't just read them and throw them away. Blog readers comment on the posts, follow one another's comments, and interact with each other. Those blog posts and the responses are then picked up by the search engines. The internet is not written in pencil, it's written in ink. Source: The Social Network Movie, Relativity Media, 2010. The term written in stone is quickly becoming replaced with the term written in blog, so keep that in mind when you're building your online reputation. All it takes is for one frustrated blogger to discover a fake review about your company, and your reputation carries that negative blog post forever, literally and virtually. If it shows up in search results, which it very likely could if people start linking to it, it will be as attractive to your customers as a roach on a birthday cake. Imagine the impact of a blog written about you that provides proof that you used less than authentic means for earning reviews. It would be like having the word cheater permanently tattooed across your forehead. Blog reviews give a new meaning to the expression, the writing's on the wall. Consumers don't want to take the risk of spending money with a company other people have deemed dishonest or unprofessional. Whistleblowing consumers unite. Do you want to make people mad enough to get them talking about your company? Mess with their money. It's a sure way to get the job done. As I mentioned before, consumers are more well-informed today than ever before. They'll Google you, Facebook you, look you up on YouTube and LinkedIn, and you can't stop them. If they find out you're saying false things or using unethical advertising practices in an attempt to get them to hand their money over, you might as well be trying to hack into their bank account. They're going to talk. They'll tell their Facebook friends, their Twitter followers, and all their Google Plus circles. They'll point fingers and name names. They'll even trash you on popular consumer watchdog forums like ripoffreport.com, sites that have enough public influence to take you down faster than Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC. Even if the report isn't 100% true, you can't just have a comment removed from ripoffreport.com, ever. In fact, in preparation for writing this book, I paid to have people research this option, and I assure you, it's nearly impossible to have a bad report removed without spending tens of thousands of dollars, and even that is not guaranteed. To make matters worse, the site consistently ranks on page 1 when you Google any company mentioned in one of their reports. The venting of a disgruntled whistleblower will be forever etched into the tablet of cyberspace. Trying to get your name off the bad boy list is like putting a Band-Aid on a hemorrhaging artery. Remember, the bad review is not the issue. The reason for the bad review is the issue. I've also seen these types of fake review outing posts spark responses from other readers, which turns into entire discussions fueled by an army of pissed-off consumers, most of whom have never even heard of you before, but are united by their outrage against consumer injustice. They pour their words out into cyberspace like a steady flow of BS repellent. At best, you can hire a super charismatic PR person to join the discussion, but I bet even Bill Clinton couldn't talk his way out of this one. And if that's not enough, the credibility of online reviews is incredibly valuable to consumer sites like Google and Yelp. This is why teams of experts are working tirelessly to crack the code of fake and impersonated reviews. It won't be long before search engines and review sites are equipped with the latest technologies to identify manipulative and deceptive review generation practices. In fact, a team of researchers at Cornell University claim to have developed software algorithms that can detect fake reviews with a 90% accuracy rate. In their report titled Finding Deceptive Opinion Spam by Any Stretch of the Imagination, they present their findings. They've developed the first large-scale dataset containing gold-standard deceptive opinion spam. They've shown that the detection of deceptive opinion spam goes well beyond human capabilities, with most judges performing roughly at chance. Accordingly, they have introduced 3 automated approaches: to deceptive opinion spam detection based on insights coming from computational linguistics and psychology research. Deceptive opinion spam refers to outright fake reviews being written and posted on review site accounts, or reviews made up by friends and family members of the company in question. While review syndication practices might not fall squarely under the category of deception, these practices are definitely and expressly prohibited by Google, Yelp, and other review sites. Remember, all reviews are guilty until proven innocent by Google standards or the standards of the review site. For example, all online activity can be traced to a time, a place, and even a specific computer, reducing the options for businesses to game the system and fake their way into high rankings. The IP address is like the unique fingerprint your computer uses to connect with the internet. The moment you connect to the internet, your IP becomes visible to anyone who has the technology to track it. With just a couple more lines of code, we could narrow that IP address down to a specific geographical location, complete with a Google Maps satellite reference that shows a picture of the user's exact location. If you are wondering about questionable review syndication companies, ask them about this IP address issue. What you will probably hear is something like this response: "Oh, but we use multiple IP addresses, so we won't be detected." If you hear this, you can bet that they are willfully violating the rules of online review management, and using multiple IP addresses won't cover the trail. On top of all this, it's only a matter of time before artificial intelligence software is able to detect both fake reviews and impersonated reviews with nearly 100% accuracy. Google is investing. Some pretty intelligent people over at Google seem to find the credibility of their reviews to be important enough to try to purchase Yelp for a reported $500 million. Although their offer was rejected, they didn't give up easily. Google purchased the online survey company Zagat in a deal worth $151 million. Marissa Mayer, Google's vice president of local, maps, and location services, wrote when the deal was announced, "Today, Zagat provides people with a democratized, authentic, and comprehensive view of where to eat, drink, stay, shop, and play worldwide based on millions of reviews and ratings." Our goal in making changes to the way we present search results is to get people the information they're looking for as quickly and effortlessly as possible, a Google spokeswoman said in an email. Shortly after Zagat announced the acquisition on its website, Google replaced their star rating system with the well-known Zagat score, in which 30 out of 30 was the coveted prize all businesses strive to attain. Zagat, a pioneer in user-generated content and creator of the world's most influential and trusted consumer reviews, has been acquired by another renowned innovator, Google, the review read. The review of Google gave the company a top score of 30 on local, social, mobile, and useful, categories that usually read food, decor, service, and cost in Zagat's restaurant reviews. What we're talking about here, again, is location. There's a reason Google was willing to pay so much money for this review site rather than buy up the dozens of low-value, low-visibility sites. Google understands this principle, and that's why they're dominating the internet. Google is so determined to set a standard of intolerance that I've seen companies who no longer rank on page 1 for their own company name. Can you imagine what that could mean for someone who had heard of you, even heard positive things, and who decided to Google your company name? They type in your company name and your site is nowhere to be found. Instead, your search results are loaded with links to other sites where people are saying unfavorable things about your company. It's not just Google's probing bots, spider robots that search the internet looking for duplicate relevant or irrelevant content that you have to worry about. Contrary to common assumptions, Google does use real human beings to manually review websites and spot fraud. While I was interviewing potential contractors for my internet marketing company, I met with a young lady who was subcontracted by Google to review websites and social media sites to report back to Google any suspicious activity, such as fake reviews. It can get really, really ugly, my friend. If this happens to you, it's like the old saying goes, your goose is cooked. and a cooked goose can't lay any more golden eggs. Other business owners have eyes. If you've thought about making an end run around creating positive reviews for your own company by trashing your competition, you'll want to think again. Business owners just like you are keeping a close eye on the source of the positive and negative reviews they receive. Just as they are seeking to thank those people who have taken the time to write glowing reviews, they are spending even more time making sure the negative ones are legitimate. Just recently, a disgruntled former business partner posted 3 fake derogatory reviews about his ex-partner's business using the names of prior customers on Yahoo and Google. Not only did the partner take the steps to require Yahoo and Google to identify the author of the reviews, but he also filed a defamation suit against his former partner. The court found in favor of the defamed partner and ordered the originator of the fake reviews to pay $150,000 in punitive damages. Remember, nothing is truly anonymous on the internet. Google has taken this issue of fake reviews even further. In the past, you were able to use any Gmail account to log in and write a review. Now you must have a legitimate Google account, which requires you to use your real name, not a made-up username, to write content. This move brings more validity to the review process than ever before. With a price tag of $150,000, is trying to game the system worth it? If your goose is laying rotten eggs, you can't just paint them gold. Besides the rare disgruntled ex-partner creating fake reviews, if you're attracting bad reviews about your company, this means your goose is laying rotten eggs. As I mentioned previously, spray painting those eggs gold won't change anything. Even if you're not planning to break any laws or post fake reviews, if you have to hire a reputation management company to fix your online reputation, you're not addressing the real issue. The real issue is how you're serving your customers. If I haven't stressed it enough, getting positive reviews is critical to your success, but that's not the core focus of this book. The focus is to inspire and execute a plan to create a customer experience and a company culture that naturally lends itself to the accumulation of positive, authentic reviews. It's about training your goose to lay those golden eggs and how to cash in on them once they arrive. Transparent communication and engagement are not a fad. The bottom line is this: things are changing quickly, and following trends won't make you wildly successful online because there's too much competition. You have to start by understanding the consumer behaviors that create trends that force search engines and social media sites to change their business model. Google and the other search engines are applying quality control principles to every piece of content on the internet, and the content that doesn't make the grade will be buried in the virtual graveyard of spam sites and link farms. So before you consider hiring a reputation management company, let me give you a few easy do's and don'ts that will keep you out of trouble and put you on the right path toward gathering up your review power. Isn't it time you dominated your competition in the new world of online marketing? The 3 don'ts of earning reviews. First, let's start with what not to do. As I told you earlier, there are some practices which are frowned upon by Google. In fact, they are so abhorrent to Google that they will eject you from the ring if they catch you fighting dirty. Don't post fake reviews, which includes posting legitimate reviews using fake accounts. Don't impersonate your customers. Remember Google's rules. Customer testimonials cannot be turned into reviews by creating a fake account with a review site on the customer's behalf. Don't offer incentives for reviews. Google calls it a conflict of interest, but let's call it what it really is: bribery. Don't offer your customers money, favors, merchandise, free service, or anything else of value in exchange for posting reviews online. The 3 do's of earning reviews. It's not fair to drop some thou shalt nots in your lap and leave you to figure out a code of review morality that works. So let's talk about a few things that you can do to increase your social capital without risking the farm. Do turn your happy customers into promoters. With very little money and effort, you can create a system that will turn your happy customers into marketing machines that will go out into the world and market your business for you. Do train your team to earn, win, and request online reviews. When you know you've created a remarkable experience and built a bond with your customer, asking for the review is easy. As your staff becomes more engaged in providing these remarkable experiences, They'll become more comfortable asking for reviews. CP 133 for link to review requesting scripts. Do make it easy for your customers to post reviews. You may think it's simple to post a review, but to some people it's much the same as learning how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Make it as easy as possible for them. First, give them a direct link to your review pages so they don't have to go looking for them. Second, give them clear and simple step-by-step instructions on how to post a review. So there you have it, 3 critical steps not to take and 3 essential steps to take if you want to be favored in the eyes of the gatekeepers of social capital and not be banned from the kingdom of Google. Follow these rules and you'll do just fine. Chapter 5. Summary. Be aware and wary of review syndication services to make sure they are following all the acceptable terms of use of Google, Yelp, and other trusted and influential review sites. Everyone is watching you, from the federal government to Google robots, bloggers, and whistleblowing consumers. Less than authentic reviews will be found, and your business may risk being blackballed on the web. If you have to hire a reputation management company to fix your online reputation, you're not addressing the real issue. Transparent communication and engagement is not a fad. Follow the 3 do's and don'ts of gaining review power. Chapter 5. Recommended reading. The Speed of Trust. The One Thing That Changes Everything. Stephen M. R. Covey. Free Press, 2008.